Thank you so much for listening to the KJ&A podcast. You can email us at kjnapodcast@gmail.com.
Give us a call or text or leave us a message at 858-848-KJ&A. That's 5562.
You can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, TikTok, Blue Sky, and YouTube at KJ&A Podcast.
Don't forget, we have 6 hours of bonus content over on our Patreon, patreon.com/KJ&A Podcast. And if you want to donate to us, find us at buymeacoffee.com/KJ&A Podcast.
Thank you so much for listening.
Love you.
Sit down. If you're not already sitting down, then you probably need to go sit down. If you're standing up, just drop in place. That's what you need to do. Because this is the KJ&A podcast. And as always, my name is Kevin. I'm the
Hello. I'm the J.
And this time, here it is. Here's the part you got to sit down for. We're doing Akira.
Oh! No!
I feel like I'm gonna say that like 100 times.
Possibly.
Because they said it a bajillion times. But he's like, you know what? He's kind of being an asshole. I'm gonna fucking kill him.
Yeah, that or. Colonel! Doctor! Whoa!
It's yeah. We'll talk about the movie, but do you wanna try and pronounce all the names of the people who did it?
Oh, you want me to go through the cast? I think I might be able to go through the cast fairly well.
Okay.
All right. So there's technically 2 English dubs, but we're going to stick with one specifically.
The one I had did not have an English dub. I was reading sub.
Okay, so there was the original Japanese, there was the Electric Media Streamline from 1989, and then there's another redub from 2001 from Animes and Pioneer. So,
okay.
I think the one that's more widely known now is the one from 2001, and I think that's the one that I was watching on Crunchyroll. So
yeah, that was the only one that I saw. Was there a different version?
I
was watching too.
The one from Crunchyroll?
Yeah, because it wasn't dubbed.
Mine was the Pioneer dub.
All right, well, I don't know how the fuck you got something different. What is there like a premium that I don't know about? Premium.
I can't say who or how I have a subscription, so for all you people listening, you know nothing. But as far as the cast, Shotaro Kaneda was played by Johnny Young Bosch, and then we know Johnny from Devil May Cry, and from several other things, like, I don't know, Trigun as Vash the Stampede, or, I don't know, Lelouch V. Britannia from Code Geass. We have Joshua Seth as Tetsuo Shima. We've got Kay, played by Wendy Lee, and we remember Wendy Lee from our Cowboy Bebop episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's done a lot of stuff. Right?
So many things. Many things we've covered. Colonel Shikishima, played by Jameson Price. Ryu, played by Bob Buckholz? Buckholz?
Bob Buckles?
Hold on. Buchholz. Buckles. Buckles?
Yeah. Bob Buckles.
Bob Buckles.
let's just hold on to that one.
Bob Buckles.
Oh, Bobby Buckles. Bobby Buckles.
I'm so sorry if I'm making fun of somebody. But at the same time, like, it's an awesome name. Bob Buckles. BB.
It's Buckles.
Dr. Onishi, Simon Prescott. Takashi, number 26, played by Cody McKenzie. Kyoko, number 25, played by Sandy Fox. And Masaru, number 27, played by Travis Weaver. Coyote, Michelle Ruff, another person that we've heard the name of multiple times in our recordings. Yamagata, played by Michael Lindsay. Kai, played by Anthony Pulcini. Pulcini. Nezu. Pulcini.
Bullshitty.
Pulcini. Nezu, played by Mike Reynolds. Terrorist number 1, played by Steve Blum. Hey, Steve. We love you, guy. Terrorist number 2, played by Michael McConaughey. Shimazaki, played by Albert Axelrod.
McConaughey, really?
No.
Hey! Whoa.
But there's like a whole bit of people that are
sorry,
here.
He's the all-right guy.
All right.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, our main folks are pretty much the first few.
Okay.
I don't want to get into
we don't
much.
need to know all the rest of the
No.
common folks.
I wouldn't say common folks. I would just say like you're there. We know your part was there, and I'm sorry if I don't go into deeper detail, but let's be realistic. If you weren't in there like the entire 2 hours, I'm sorry.
And look, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the art with this one too, because that's something that I really, really, really liked about this one. Is you could tell each panel was hand drawn, and not only that, but it felt like a whole world because there was one thing happening, you're supposed to focus on that. But while this shit is happening, they did extra shit like drawing things up in the corner.
Oh, yeah.
Where, like, they're doing this, but if you're looking over on this side, there's a cat, and he's walking down the aisle, and then he trips and falls and lands in the trash can. Like, why? Why would you even need to do that? Because you're just fleshing out the whole fucking world. Like, it wasn't just the one thing happening. It was always details, and they didn't do the anime thing that you see now where super duper giant eyes and everything. It was like
it was primarily bigger. Like the little the psychic children, specifically 25, 26, and 27.
Yeah, but most of them were just like they looked mostly normal, but in a Japanese style.
Right.
And I really like the artwork and the animation and shit in this one, like especially when his body just starts growing.
Oh yeah,
like the flesh and it's part wires and just like oh my god,
like that whole ending to everything that is going on. It seems so honestly, kind of out of place to a certain extent, but at the same time, it's so revered as a focal point for this movie.
Yeah. It is. I mean, the only real complaint I have about it is it is kind of hard to follow because it seems like suddenly everyone's like, "Hey, fuck this," and they just like turn the page real fast, where they're just like, "You know what? Fuck this. We're just destroying everything. I gotta go find him." And you're like, "Why?"
I mean, I feel like the same thing kind of happened in X 1999. We're like, okay, we're following a certain script of how things are supposed to go, and then all of a sudden it was just like Fuma went fucking off the rails and was just like, I'm gonna murder fucking everybody. Yeah. I don't care if they're part of my team or not. I'm gonna fucking murder everybody.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happens with friggin' Tetsuo. He's just like, you know what? I do what I want.
Fuck it. Yeah, I'll do what the hell I want. And also, like, they completely gloss over the ending. It feels like they just kind of real fast. Like, I mean, because they killed millions of people.
Yeah, I mean, literally.
And they just gloss it over, except for those 4 that somehow made it.
Oh, no, not just 4. I mean, possibly in the area, a few hundred, maybe 1,000.
Maybe some made it. But they just gloss over the fact that millions of people died.
Yeah, it's...
millions.
When you see, it's like they literally say it's the beginning.
The birth of a new universe.
Right, exactly. So... I think we've jumped so far ahead to right to the ending.
Yeah. I mean, but that's something I wanted to get out there.
Because I mean, it's insane. Because literally, it's like, okay, you see on I guess what you would call a spectrometer or a psychic reader or something. Whatever. It's reading. Yeah, it's like reading psychic powers, but at the same time, it's reading reality as it is. So you're seeing all this energy, and then all of a sudden it contracts into a single small orb. But then at the same time, you're seeing all this destruction around you. Buildings are crumbling, and things are
And they
getting
showed like a
like
giant
ripped
baby
apart.
in the middle of it.
But
Like
but
every once in a
that's
while there'd be pictures.
I'm
There's a
going
giant
I'm going
baby.
yeah, I'm assuming that's just like Tetsuo in his crazy
Insane
overrun form.
Yeah.
Like, just this is him right now. But still, I'm like, but why would he turn into a big baby? Why is he a big baby?
I don't think they really give details onto why. They just say that like
Tell me why he a big baby.
they had too much power. They were getting too
Okay,
much power all at once.
His power went rampant, but why would it turn him into a big baby?
Because he's a baby universe. Look at it. Look at the
Or was it just because like his intentions were super childlike, so the perfect personification of super childlike is infant?
I guess. Okay,
Tell
so
me
anyways.
why. Yes.
Oh god. Okay, so we need to talk about. Okay, so this is in the far, far future, people. 2019.
You mean the far, far past now?
No, this is the future, sir. I mean, we got exciting bikes. Tokyo has been destroyed by they don't know what. 31
World
years
War Three.
previous.
Yeah, World War Three.
Yeah, it was
apparently.
World War Three, but they claim that they don't know what the explosion was.
Skynet.
They just were like, it blew up.
Yeah.
Tokyo blew up.
Mm-hmm.
So this
Fist
is
of the North Star.
Neo Tokyo, as is the cool thing to do. When you have to rebuild a city, you just call it Neo in front of it.
It works. It worked in G Gundam. It worked in G Gundam.
Neo, whatever the fuck.
Neo Tokyo.
Neo Tokyo. So, but basically, like, from what you gather at the beginning, it's like everything. There's like constant riots in the streets, and it's like the government is just nobody's happy with the government. It seems like at all.
And the worst part is, do you ever actually hear from the government in this movie at all? You hear from people who work for the government, but you don't hear from actual people like in chambers of commerce or people in power. You don't ever hear from them. You hear from the military. That's about it.
Yeah.
Where is the government?
Well, that group of 20 that were sitting around the table, those were like government officials. I mean, the people in power basically is what they were.
Yeah.
But there are people who talk about like, oh, Akira needs to come back, and so they're kind of like fanatical. But then there's like a whole shitload of motorcycle gangs. But let me tell you, you've had motorcycles like Kaneda had.
Yeah.
I'd probably be in a motorcycle gang too, because that's a badass bike.
It can't drop below 5,000 RPM.
Yeah. Or
really? What is this fucking speed? Are you Keanu Reeves right now? What is happening?
I mean, at least it doesn't blow up when that happens.
It doesn't blow up, but
does not blow up.
Gears don't change.
So basically, it's the whole beginning is just like you're following the motorcycle. Did they even say what the motorcycle gang's name was?
I mean, honestly, the only thing you hear is like the other ones that they're going against. Kaneda and Tetsuo's gang is going against the clown gang. That's it, and you just know that Kaneda and Tetsuo are in another gang. That's
and there's like 6 of them, and they're all like in high school.
Yeah, if that.
If even consider it high school, but like it seems to me like the way that shit's going is like people's parents die a lot. So there are a shitload of kids who are just orphans on their own.
Yeah.
And so I guess this is like an orphan school.
Yeah.
Every kid there's an ass.
Yeah, let's remember this is like 1988, and we've seen so many anime that have come out since 1988 that have a similar feel of like parents dying and kids are orphans, bubble, and they're just doing what they can to survive in the world.
Yeah, but like they're going to school, but like it's like the teachers don't give a shit.
No,
and neither do the kids.
And
the kids are just doing whatever the fuck they want, and the teachers are just happy if the kids are there. Like they get to the principal's office after they get arrested.
Oh, but that whole thing.
Discipline.
Oh yeah, straight. I mean, not even half arm. No, this man has reached way back. If you ain't seen Batman Forever and heard what Harvey Dent said, I need you to reach way back and assert yourself. That's literally what that teacher did. He was just like, bah!
Every single kid. There was like
Every
6
single
kids
one.
in that
Right down
motorcycle
the
gang,
line.
and they all come out with big purple bruises on their face.
A little bit of blood trickling from the chin.
One.
Like, god damn, bro. You like you wasn't even trying to hold back. Fuck these kids.
Yeah.
He was like, fuck these kids.
Fuck these kids. So they're going around as they're trying to what do we call it? Kaneda's bicycle gang?
Like, again, I'm not even worried about the name of the gang. I'm just like, the whole situation between them and the clowns, I was like, who started what for them to have to go down and do this thing during a protest, which then ended up with a guy who got hit with a couple of shells and is toting around a young psychic child during this whole thing. Only for him to get gunned down and the psychic child to end up in the middle of the motorcycle gang's turf war, which then ends up Tetsuo runs right into this kid. Exactly. And now, oh no, Psychic Kid has awakened psychic powers in Tetsuo.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for this kid, Tetsuo would have been fine.
Yeah.
To which I'm like, what was the whole purpose of them taking the fucking psychic child out of the facility in the first place?
Well, it was like the Revolutionaries. They said that they were the ones who took it. But
Yeah.
they never really explained what the plan was.
Exactly.
I think maybe it was just they were also studying Akira, and they knew all that shit. They weren't doing it as much as the government was, because the government had, facilities and shit like that.
Right.
So I think that they were taking him just to basically study him and trying to understand how to stop, or
like you had
Akira, or whatever their plan was.
I mean, you had 26, you had 25, you had 27.
I call them gray boy, gray girl, and gray wheelchair kid.
Okay, so tell me why in these animes, if you can come up with an explanation, why do all psychics of this younger age look like they have been aged to the point of they look like they're 80, but they got child bodies?
Okay, so let's think about how old they are.
Okay,
because they showed them with Akira when Akira is a little kid.
Yes.
Okay.
And they all look normal.
Yeah, but the reason that Tokyo was blown up was because of Akira, right?
Okay.
All right, so that means they were little kids, and then they obviously didn't age, and this is 31 years later.
So you're saying still child-sized,
because I guess their powers manifested in their head, and so then their body couldn't keep up.
But then, okay. So we watched, oh my god, what's the name of the anime? We watched it on Netflix. It was a Spriggan.
Okay.
Okay.
So the government.
The young kid with the cybernetic enhancements to make his psychic powers even more strong.
Yeah.
Okay. So he looked like he was an elderly person in a little boy body, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's his excuse? Because he looks exactly like Masaru, 27, who ends up fucking up Akira.
It's a made up world, so they can say whatever they want. Oh, he breaks out his powers. Oh, now you're gonna look like a crazy old person in a young kid's body.
I don't know. Because I feel like it goes deeper than that. I feel like they just kind of
maybe they explained it and didn't.
Spriggan and Akira connection. Because you know what, I'll be damned.
So anyway, while you're looking that shit up.
Yeah.
So Tetsuo, his powers gets unlocked, and they don't know until like he's unconscious and like bleeding out basically after almost running into the kid. So the government agency comes to pick up the kid, but then they're like, "Oh, there's this other guy here. Let's just take him too." They take him back to the facility, and they run tests on him to see if he has mental abilities like the other kids, and he does. And he's like, "Wow, this is like Akira level." And Akira is like a kid who caused the first explosion, but he had the same like insane godlike power.
Yeah.
So they try and hold him in the room. He breaks out and goes back to his bike gang, but then like he's getting these hallucinations. He's got like he can't control his brain. Like he's got a constant headache. Like and he's like, let's just leave. He tells his girlfriend Kyrie, like, let's just leave. Let's just fucking leave. And they try and like get away, but then
Stealing
clowns
Tetsuo's
come
bike,
back.
I'm like, bro, really?
Yeah, like come on. Did you really need to steal Canada's back bike? Come on. Did you?
Like, and then because he did that, that's when the clowns are like, "Oh yeah, we got to get him because he's on that bike, and we know that bike belongs to Kaneda."
Mm-hmm.
Foolishness,
Yeah, and then
foolishness.
the clowns like beat the shit out of him, rip off Kyrie's shirt because why not? I guess they had to show boobs at some point.
Yes, it's
Um,
so
and
weird.
then yeah, that was the only thing they did. And then after they, he comes back. Tetsuo is or Kaneda comes up with a few of the other bikes to find his bike. Finds Tetsuo, kicks the clown guy's ass, and then Tetsuo is trying to kick his ass even more.
But like, meanwhile, there's a separate group who's trying to find the psychic child that includes a girl named Kay.
Yeah.
And I forgot the other. It was it Rio, Rio and Kay.
Ryu
Okay,
was the other guy.
so I guess my then question is, who are they specifically working for? Rio or Ryu
They're working for the rat
specifically?
face guy who dies of a heart attack.
Exactly. I understand they're working for him, and
But
I'm
who is
like,
he?
yeah,
I
exactly.
don't.
Like, what's his whole thing? Because I mean, he has a bunch of bonds and money that he has to stuff into a
Yeah, he was
case
trying to
near
run
the end of the
away.
film. Like, what was his whole purpose? Because they wanted to get their hands on one of the psychic children for
Yeah, for you don't know. They want the psychic children for reasons you don't know, and he was also running for reasons you don't know because like the only thing that's changed is Tetsuo is around now and he has
yeah.
powers. That's the only thing that's different than it was before. So him running, I have no idea why
It's like,
he's running.
yeah, the dude literally by the end of the film is like, I'm gonna kill Ryu, who pops up at my doorstep, and he's like, "You sold me out." So he
And he
shoots
also
him.
killed like 3 of the other politicians. They were in his bathtub.
Yeah, like, what is going on? I
Yeah,
think that's one of the problems with like the earlier animes where they like try to get the government involved in the storyline. You're trying to figure out what purpose each politician is trying to play in the grand scheme of things. But they're just breadcrumbs, and that's all you get. Okay, this person was just doing this and to do this, and this person was just doing this to do this. Whereas the bigger focus is on the characters that are really trying to move the story, where all these
yeah,
political things are like background noise. And it makes it so hard to follow the main storyline.
yeah. It was a little hard to follow. I think I just got sucked in because I really like the art.
Like,
Like I
like the art's fine. I like the voice acting is
yeah,
perfectly great.
I can't always love a story just because the art is good. Like
Right.
it wasn't a solid story, but that artwork just got me so much. Like it was so smooth and it was different, and they didn't do that like bullshit that you see in like series where they cover their mouth and they talk for a second, so they
Right.
ain't gotta animate it. Like they don't do any of that. Like everything is a new frame and it's smooth as shit. The explosions look awesome. Like they're all instant in the speed, the fight scene, all of it. Like I love that shit. But after you mentioned it, I'm like, shit, you're right. The story was kind of. I guess overall, the story I would say is Tetsuo gets psychic powers and then he can't control, and so everybody just
Yeah.
went out.
It's basically teenage angst at its purest,
Yeah,
honestly. When you're given like amazing power and your main focus is the world has done me shitty,
yeah,
yeah, that's what this story is. So he's inadvertently getting revenge on the world to a certain extent.
Yeah.
And he's making sure that people who are constantly telling him what to do are not in power anymore, because he is trying to forge whatever kind of path he's trying to forge. It's not a path of righteousness or I'm going to grow to my full potential. It's more of I am inadvertently being led to something. Because again,
because he's getting
everything comes to
whispers from
Akira.
Akira.
Right.
Yeah.
Everything
He
kind of
says he's
comes
getting
to
whispers from
Akira.
He's hearing Akira because even the 3 kids are like, "Wait, you hear him?"
Right.
And they're like, "He's like, yeah, he's calling to me," and that's how he knew where to find Akira.
And even K under the control of which one
All
was
3
it?
kids.
Well, I think it was primarily
Initially, it was the girl.
yeah, I think it was primarily 25.
Initially
Kyoko.
it was the girl, but then like in the end, it's all 3.
Right. So
using
they,
her as like conduit.
which makes you ponder, like, is K also possibly a psychic in her own right?
I don't know why
Because
chose
they don't use anybody else. They don't talk through anybody else. It's just her specifically.
Yeah, it's like it's just her, and like because they talk to Kaneda. But
Yeah, but that, I mean, I don't think they really use their psychic abilities to talk to him.
Well, no, he did because he was with the other kid, and Kaneda was the only one who heard them after Kay disappeared, walking with the boy.
Oh
And he
yeah,
was the only one
yeah.
who heard it, and the other guy's like, "What are you talking about? What's going on?"
Ah, yeah,
You
I
know,
got it.
and
Yeah.
she's talking directly to him.
Okay. Yeah,
But
yeah.
I don't think that. I don't know why they chose her. Like, she's got to have like some latent ability, or maybe they knew that he would take action, and she would just, and they could just use her as opposed to somebody else.
Like I said, they be doing stuff, and I was like, man, y'all made some weird ass choices. But hey, the story kept moving, and
There
I
are
was
kids
like,
who dress up like a bunny rabbit and a teddy bear and a car.
would you say dress up, or would you say use their psychic powers to make them look as such?
They use their psychic powers to make them look that way, but
Yeah.
I was also like that music on top of those creepy ass giant dolls is really like.
Oh. Yeah, that. You say blood. I was like, why is this teddy bear bleeding milk?
Yes. Why were they all bleeding milk?
What is
What the fuck is the point?
like, dude? Like I told you, some of the creative choices were very awkward. But again, like you said, the animation really drove this. Fuck the story. Maybe if I had watched it with subtitles and in its original Japanese, I might have been like, oh, the story makes more sense.
I don't know.
It doesn't make sense with a certain amount of sense
I mean,
with
it
the
did sort of. I mean,
English.
it didn't really make sense my way either, and I watched. Subs. Why did you do that?
I don't know, but you sound louder now.
I didn't do it.
Okay. Question nothing.
No question, nothing.
Nope.
But yeah, I don't know. Like when he uses his psychic powers, and the scientist and the other guards are coming to get him, because I think he gets captured like 3 times by them, and he escapes 3 times.
Yes, because the first time he manages to escape, he manages to get with Coyote, and they're looking like they're going to escape together, and that falls through, gets taken back. The second time he escapes, he goes and gets capsules from the bartender, kills the bartender, kills one of his friends from the biker gang, and then looks like he's about to get taken back again, and then he's like, nope, I'm gonna get super upset and like blow shit up and blah 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 blah.
Yeah, and then it like I just mean like them in the hallway when they're like trying to hold him down, and he just goes like boom, and like just their pieces are along the wall, and the wall is like expanded out just a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's
like
this was the first time he tried to escape, and I was like, oh, no, we're just gonna start murdering people now. I got you.
Yeah,
I got you.
Yeah. And then like breaking the. At first, you think he's like with the revolutionaries or whatever when he's trying to go for the thing, and then he breaks the entire bridge and just murders all those people.
Okay, so that part I was like, all right, so he takes the flag, he turns it into a cape. All right, cool. You got a whole new outfit. You're
Yeah.
looking pretty swag. Cool, cool, cool. You get a guy who looks like mini Elvis talking about, yo, bringing back Akira. We're bringing back Akira. What the fuck ever. His little group of fanatics. And then all of a sudden, yeah, the government looks like they're going to take people down. And he's like, no, psychic powers. And breaks the bridge by sections and like topples it. And people are like falling in. And everybody thinks
Die?
Yeah, people die. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like he's going, and the government appears, and he's like, "Ha ha ha! You'll never get me." The government shoots all the people behind him,
Yeah.
and then he's like, "What the fuck?" And then they shoot him, and it just goes around him, and then he's like, "Fuck you!" And he just kills all of them. He kills the military, the guys behind him, all of them. They all die.
So I think another great thing is that they switched from like projectile rounds to straight using lasers.
Yeah,
Lasers. I'm like,
lasers
really?
powered by batteries.
I don't care what they're powered by. Like, goddamn. Like,
Like a railgun, essentially, is what they were trying to use, a railgun.
but I feel like he was hit several times. You saw him, right? You saw that before he actually was like, I'm going to bend them around me. Like, it looked like he hit them or they went right through him and they were just hitting people behind him. I was like,
I think it went around him. I think it went around him at first, because then when they went at him, that's when he was like, whoa, and it was shoo, like around the bubble.
Like the first time they acknowledged that he was hit, it was partially a hit because Takeda's battery was low. That's the first time they acknowledged that he was hit.
He used that after, though.
Yeah.
He used that after.
But I'm saying, I feel like if you look back at it, you will see that the lasers actually were hitting him, but it didn't look like they were going and hitting him like everybody else. Like, they hit him, and he was just like, what's going on? And he didn't do it. No effect.
Yeah.
Go back and watch it. Maybe I'm crazy, but yeah, it feels like it didn't have any effect. Like, the only thing that really had an effect on him to do any actual damage was the railgun from the satellite towards the end. And that's only after things exploded around him to actually do a little damage to get him to bleed on his right arm. Once there was actual damage, then the railgun hits him from the satellite, and then his arm actually gets blown off. And that's why he had to be like, oh, let me get some technology.
Make another one.
Which was a terrible choice. Terrible choice.
Yes. Yeah. And he also does and then Kaneda gets a railgun when he's deciding he's going to go kill Tetsuo.
Yeah.
And he pulls out that he has the railgun, and he hits him a lot. He hits him like 4 times when they're fighting. I don't know why he didn't think it was a good idea to block him. Maybe he had too much power in him and he couldn't control it like he could at the time. I don't know, because at that point, when Kaneda's fighting him with his own railgun, Tetsuo is already like at his throne with the pieces of Akira that he made in the Olympic Stadium. His arm is becoming uncontrollable because it's like flesh is coming out of it, but also like the wires are growing and going into the stone and all sorts of crazy shit.
like even though the other psychic kids were like, bro, you're using your power wrong. You need to stop before it goes out of control. Even the colonel was like, bro, stop. You're fucking up. And he was just like, bitch, I do what I want. He was very Cartman the entire episode.
Yeah. Fuck you guys. Fuck you guys. I do what I want.
I can't wait to see it. I do what I want. Like, what? Whoa. Tone it down over there, guy.
I think we're going all over the place with this one.
It's hard to, again, if it's a hard to follow story, I feel like going all over the place with this one is perfectly in line with what the story was like. It was hard to follow. But at the same time, it's, again, just like Vampire Hunter D, this was something that we looked at when we were younger and we were like, holy shit, this is amazing. And I think this holds up better than Vampire Hunter D, don't get me wrong.
does. It very much holds up better than that. Like, the animation is fucking solid. Like, I don't know. They could have done something to the story to make it better.
The story is the only thing that is a little lackluster. Everything else, the voice cast, the animation, the quality throughout the entire thing is amazing. If you could leave out the whole governmental parts here and there, the story probably would have been fun. It's a biker gang who just inadvertently gets wrapped up in some crazy ass shit. Okay, cool. Leave out people trying to create a coup. I don't give a fuck about a coup. The coup has nothing to do with anything, honestly.
Yeah, because I don't even know what they're fighting against, except for, like, the government sucks. You're like, well, why does it suck? And, like, in the background, you're hearing, like, oh, taxes are raising, and, but, okay, but what are they... I don't think, aside from revolutionaries and government, I don't think you see, like, normal people, really.
No. Biker gangs.
Like, you see them here and there, like, driving to, work? And they get stuck in the traffic when Tetsuo is walking down the streets.
Ooh.
But you don't see, like, normal average people. You see hoodlums and crime bosses and
teachers.
Teachers.
Yeah. Ooh.
That's it. You don't see, like, your normal everyday citizen. So you have no idea what's happening aside from this gangster warfare happening all the time, and then revolutionaries going up against the government.
And random psychic children.
Yeah. Random psychic children. That's all you see. And so it is kind of, I don't know. It's hard because, again, this is one of those ones that it's like, it's foundational.
It's an anime classic. It's one of those ones where you have to watch it. It feels like you have to watch this to really, like, jump into the anime genre. If you don't watch this one, then you're kind of
this is one of the animes that, like, introduced anime to the West. Like,
yeah, this is 1988, and we are, 2025 now. We 30 plus, and anime didn't even start in 1988. It was like 1970, 1960. So many things have come out prior to this, but at the same time, for the West, this is one of the turning point moments. One of those.
Yeah, it's like this one and Blade Runner.
Ghost
those were the ones. Ghost in the Shell too. Yeah, they were all like cyberpunk.
Yeah,
and that was kind of what introduced America to anime. Like, this is regardless of how bad we think the story is now.
Yeah,
this is the reason we have, like, The Matrix and, like, Stranger Things and stuff like that. Like, it's because of this anime, maybe a couple others in combination, but this is the one that, like, brought it here.
Gets you going.
Yeah.
Like, I can't reiterate this more. Again, the story may be a little lackluster in certain parts, but when you think about the friendship between Kaneda and Tetsuo, you see them go from best friends to almost like hated enemies back to friends right towards the end.
I will say, he seemed really quick to be like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm killing you now. Like, it seemed real quick.
And the only reason I can say it's probably real quick is, again, he gets the capsules from the bar owner and then literally murders one of their friends in the biker gang. And I'm like, yeah, if you turn on one of your own, you kind of fucked up. So now I got to.
But I mean, like, even before then, before he escaped, like, Kaneda was like, I'm gonna find that bitch. I'm gonna find that bitch, and I'm gonna kill him. I don't know. It just felt like Kaneda was being like, I'm gonna kill him, and then Tetsuo, as soon as he got power, was like, Kaneda's not gonna tell me what to do anymore. That was his first thing. He was like, I have power now. Kaneda's not gonna tell me what to do anymore, and I'm gonna kill him. Like, that was his main thing. Like, it almost seemed like it was a brother relationship, and they were fine together. But then once he had power, he was like, I'm the big brother now, motherfucker. I'm taking this shit as it is. Fuck you, Kaneda.
I can say the same thing about Peter Parker when he first got his spider powers. I mean, he went for personal gain instead of listening to his Uncle Ben. And he was like, "Fuck you, Uncle Ben! I do what I want." And look what happened to Uncle Ben.
Uncle Ben died.
And he was like, "Oh no, Uncle Ben, no."
Minnie be good. Parker do good.
Peter.
Peter bad.
Peter.
Why did you sounded like the Tick.
Oh, sorry. Trying to go for the first
Peter.
Uncle Ben. Peter.
You sound like I can't remember his name. The guy who played the Tick in the series.
Patrick Warburton.
Yeah.
Peter.
You need to do more of that. More of that impersonation. Well, Destiny honks the horn of gotta go.
See, that means I have to I have to do the whole Peter, and then I have to transition Peter into, well, Destiny honks the horn. I gotta go. Which it's just so hard to do. You're like Peter. So I got to take that and then transition it. It's so much. It's so much. That's work.
He's done so many. Oh God, you did such a good job with that impression. I'm so proud. I'm so proud. That's your number one, man. You gonna do the voiceovers? That's gonna be your number one.
Oh no. I think his son does a really good job of doing it as well. So when Patrick Warburton passes on, don't let it happen anytime
Stop
soon.
it.
Don't let it happen anytime soon.
Don't say it. You put it out in the universe.
We need bacon.
Bacon.
Kevin Bacon.
Bacon. We need bacon.
We need bacon before Warburton.
Oh God.
Oh, that's
like
rough. That's more rough. Oof.
You could just do the quotes from the neighbor and Family Guy.
Oh,
Peter.
Specifically Family Guy stuff. Oh my God, that means I get to whoop ass. When he gets his legs back. Awesome.
Bonnie.
All right, hold on. Let's see. Oh,
Here we go. Everybody, listen up.
oh God.
Everybody, listen up.
All right, let me see.
We're putting him on the spot.
Oh God.
He showed that he has a talent. Now we must embrace it. Bring it on. Bring it on.
So if I go
Bring it
from
on.
Peter. All right, so we do Peter. We go Peter. Peter. Pecker. Peter. Pecker. 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 Peter. Pecker. So it's trying to find that right tone. 'Cause you don't want it to be too forceful, but you don't want it to be too light. Peter. Well,
I don't know why this entertains me so much.
I don't know if the audience really wants to hear me constantly say Peter.
Tetsuo!
Damn it. Canada. It doesn't have the same power.
It doesn't have the same power. Sorry.
It really doesn't.
Canada. I can't do it.
Peter. Canada.
Oh, he needs to do all of that.
So I need to start with Peter, and I can just start throwing things out there afterwards.
I have ultimate psychic abilities. I can't do it. I got nothing. I can't pretend to do that.
It's so hard.
I have lots of impersonations in my repertoire. That is not one of them.
One day, what will happen is when we decide to finally get into voice acting, we'll throw some things out there.
You want me to do my Mark Hamill Joker?
Why not? I mean, shit.
No, I changed my mind. I don't want to do it right now.
Ah, look at this guy. Don't get shy.
I changed my mind because I got to be in the mood for it. Like, you got to
get a little crazy.
Was that good?
Yeah. I'm sorry. Every Joker has their own distinct laugh. Why not go ahead and try your own? I mean, honestly, how many Jokers?
I'll be in a new Batman animated series.
Honestly, they still have the one that hasn't shown up in the Prime series.
Yeah.
Cape Crusader. So I mean, there is that.
I'm looking at you, buddy.
Well, there's it. So
Just don't listen to anything I've ever said about DC on this podcast.
we don't talk too much shit about DC.
That's a reason for that.
We talk just enough shit about DC.
Just enough shit. Well, it's mostly because we're talking about Marvel most of the time.
Only because of Warner Brothers.
Come on, guys.
James Gunn, I believe in you.
Up.
So Superman, I'm looking for good shit. And
I've heard complaints about the outfits for this new Superman, because he does look like a plain leotard, but like that's not enough for me to not. The story seems okay. I'm gonna give this one a chance. Give this one a chance.
I think with the lighter cinematography that we're gonna see something a little bit less brooding than.
And we're also not gonna spend more than half of it doing his origin story.
No origin. Now I will give it that. Yes, they wanted Zack Snyder wanted to revisit the origin to make it more modernized, and I was like, that's perfectly fine in my eyes, because Russell Crowe, again in a comic book movie, that was his first. Then we saw him as Zeus in Thor: Love and Thunder.
I mean,
chunky, and then we saw him as Kraven the Hunter's father in Kraven. So I'm like, he's done 3 comic book movies, and he was at his best, honestly, as Jor-El. Jor-El.
Jor-El. 100%.
So,
oh my god, we were talking. What were we talking about? We got distracted. Peter.
Yes. Peter. Tetsuo. Peter.
Oh my god. Okay. So, I mean, we've talked about the ending and the beginning. We've gone all over the place with this movie, but
not everyone survives. The Psyche children just disappear. We don't know if Tetsuo actually died. We don't know what happens to Akira, because Akira literally is just organs in fucking vials at the point of his coming back.
But at the very end, none of them are left. Tetsuo's gone. Akira's pieces are gone. The 3 children are gone.
Yeah.
And Tokyo is in another fucking ruin.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a crater.
Yeah. Again, I feel like Hideaki Anno, who did Evangelion, basically did a lot of his stuff based on this, because what happens? There's the second impact, then the partial third impact, and then the full third impact, and you're still like, what the fuck is going on?
Mm-hmm.
What is happening?
Mm-hmm.
So, yay! Unknown things. Unknown.
So, I mean, there's lots of unknowns, but honestly, like, the animation's so fucking good. It's crisp. It's all hand drawn. It's so crisp. Like, that holds up like a motherfucker. That animation, usually you can watch a 1980s one and be like, oh, I can tell. This one, it fucking holds up. Like, if you didn't know that it was 80s, if they said this is, they could have probably gone with, oh, this is 2050 or 2060, and you could agree with what the fuck, even though it was dressed in like an 80s style.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Very obviously, but like, and skirt chasers and whatever, but like.
Oh, you're looking for fan service? Oh, there's some fan service. You dirty sons of bitches.
But anyways, so what do you rate this? Give me your overall opinion on this.
Overall, I will rate it far higher than I did Vampire in a D, obviously. I'm gonna give it at least an 8. Only because, again, the story is a little hard to follow with the whole governmental thing and the coup and all these things that are like unimportant to the actual story of Tetsuo, Kaneda, the psychic powers, and Akira itself.
Mm-hmm.
If you just take away all the stuff that feels like it's weighing it down, yeah, perfect movie, perfect. Mm-hmm. I would have given it a 9, but oh no, the government, oh no, meh.
Yeah.
Meh.
If you could, if you could smooth out the story and like make it more cohesive and answer some of the questions that you have just to make it feel like it's a whole story, that would be great.
Yeah.
Like, give me more of a reason why Kaneda's so apt to kill Tetsuo just because.
Yeah.
Like, I understand Tetsuo, he's going crazy. He has an excuse to do whatever the fuck crazy shit he wants to do. But Kaneda needs a reason to so very quickly be like, all right, well, I'm going to fucking kill Tetsuo.
Yeah, just like
he doesn't know what Tetsuo is doing.
Yeah, I mean, he
doesn't know he's being an asshole.
I mean, he's also really quick to jump in and be like, "Hey, Kay, let's get it on."
Oh, well, that's because, like she said at the beginning, he's a skirt chaser.
Yeah,
that's all.
Facts.
He doesn't give a shit, and he also had like a girlfriend of some sort.
Yeah, one of those
at the time.
One of those 3 or 4 girls that were at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, and then she's like, let's leave these guys. They're nothing without their bikes. You're like, you bitch.
I mean, Kaneda was something without his bike, but at the same time, it was like his bike gave him the most clout because of its capabilities.
Yeah.
Ready Player One.
So for me, if they could make I think that because of the time that this came out and the importance to the world of anime as we as Americans know it, I think that this is a movie that you have to watch. You kind of have to watch it.
Yeah.
Even though it's a little confusing, like, you're still going to find things to love about it. Because, like you give it an 8, and I see an 8 as, like, well, you have to watch it. Like, it's...
Yeah, I mean, it's above the 5 mark, which would put it, like, you can either get it or not get it. Even at 7, I'm like...
Take it or leave it?
Yeah, it's kind of, like, iffy, but once you get to 8, it's like, you really have to take a look at it and see for yourself what is going on in this film.
I'm going to give it an 8.5.
Okay.
Because, like, the story... Usually I'm crazy about the story. I kind of gave it I wasn't so focused on it that I couldn't... I didn't lose anything in it, if that makes sense. So... Like, and I did specifically pay attention to this because I was like, this is a classic. I gotta give it its due when I watched it. But I think, for me, again, it's always the animation. And that animation was so goddamn flawless in this that, like, I just love that. I love it so much. Usually the animation will not give it, even if it's absolutely terrible, but the animation's good, I can't do it. It wasn't completely awful. Like, it wasn't god awful.
No, like you said, the animation was quality through the
No, but I mean
entire
the
thing.
story.
And
the story wasn't god awful.
No.
Like, you could sort of follow it if you if you, like, let some shit go.
Yeah, like, I feel like when Kei and Ryu and Kaneda were going to try to save Tetsuo, I was like, okay, cool. But then you started seeing those sky skiffs come through with their, like, freaking rotor guns. And I was like, why are they just, like, mowing people down?
Why are they firing in the sewers like this? like it's no big deal. They have it attached to the front of the thing. Obviously, this is a normal thing that they do.
Like,
why?
Like, have you seen a lot of people come through these tunnels before? Like, what is going on that you have rotational Gatling guns attached to skiffs that fly? Flying skiffs.
Yeah, they fly, but, like, you're telling me that's the most appropriate gun for patrolling the sewers?
But you don't see any
other... fucking minigun?
You don't even see any other flying vehicle out there besides, like, your basic, like, helicopter or something like that. Maybe a plane. These guys are on freaking hover skiffs? Hover skiffs. Yeah. Like, why is this, like, the only weird abnormal... This is the only abnormal vehicle in this entire fucking film.
That's true. Everything else is something that you've seen before. Like, tanks and helicopters and guns, except for the rail guns. The rail guns is not something you've seen before.
No.
And, psychic powers.
Yeah.
But that's the only real vehicle like that you see that kind of is more than just
Whoosh.
yeah.
What? What do you mean?
I don't understand Gatling guns in a sewer still.
Also, I still ponder about every single large pipe ever when you do like it's cyberpunk. What are these pipes for? Tell me what? Tell me what are the pipes for?
Yeah.
Please.
No idea. It's Neo Tokyo. That's what they're for. Because it's Neo. You know what I don't understand? Why it was just 6 jars of a kid and they needed it so huge.
Yeah.
They needed it so big.
Hey.
All you need is a deep freezer and some dry ice.
Okay, so
Why is it a big deal?
it's like a whole vault, and then it goes down to a spherical capsule, very much like a Saiyan spacecraft from Dragon Ball Z. Only
And
for
a giant one.
Only for it to open to be like jars. And not even large jars.
Yeah, there's like 6 jars like this. Yeah.
This.
But it's like, it's being held in something that's probably like, I don't know, the size of the Epcot Center. Like a big giant ball underground. Why has it got to be that big? Like, are you trying to block like psychic radiation or something? Like, nobody knows. Nobody knows.
So
yeah,
when what it all boils down to is that don't let your kids get psychic powers, folks.
Yeah,
just don't.
That's it. Yeah, your parents don't let your kids get psychic powers.
Oh,
that's it.
Wait a second. Reminds you of a theme song. Parents, don't let your kids grow up to be psychics.
Yeah. Parents, don't let your kids grow up to be psychics.
Probably sound way better if Sam Elliott said it, but we don't have Sam Elliott.
We're working on it. We're working on getting him on. I mean, we're trying.
That'd be awesome. I love that mustache.
We're trying.
A great fucking mustache.
That's an amazing mustache.
I mean, honestly, I wish I could grow a mustache of such regale.
Quality.
So quality.
Quality ass mustache.
Facts.
All right. Well, is there anything else you'd like to say? Because I think we pretty much slammed Akira.
Yeah. It took us 2 years to get around to it, but
we finally got
here.
Maybe we should do like a thing where each of us chooses an anime that's going to be amazing, and then we each choose an anime that's going to be the worst thing we could possibly think of.
Yes, go back to our roots.
Yeah, we'll just do that, for a little bit.
If
we got the summer coming up, we're probably going to take off a week or two at some point.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Summer's coming, so we need a break.
Yeah, we need a break. So we'll get a bunch of things done, and then you won't even know that we're gone. Won't even know that we're gone.
Well,
you won't even know.
So like it, and then subscribe to it.
Yeah,
and then comment on it, and then rate us and stuff, because that really helps a lot, and we're trying to grow.
Yeah, if you like us. Find some of our older stuff that is in our old archives on all the social, all the things like Podbean and Good Pods and stuff. We're there. Go look
We're everywhere.
Listen to our first 30 episodes. Nothing but anime, and we talked a lot of shit.
We did so much shit. We were in front of each other when we talked, so it was so much easier to talk shit.
So much fun.
So much easier. I told you got to come down here and we got to do it
again.
I know. All right. Thank you so much for listening. We love you. Akira loves you too.
Awkwardly. Good night, folks.
Bye.